Okay, I'm going to assume that you've
freedom.
already
Thy
have
name is
seen some of the other
college.
sketches I've done, so I'll get through
Peradventure,
some of
is
the
there a place
highlights.
one could
I
find
did these
to
sketches
leave
like
all restriction
25 to 30
behind?
years ago for a college-age Christian group,
Forsooth, my dorm
and
room is
they're
a
on
mess.
a YouTube site as
Pretty,
CCF 90s
as I
Skits
like it, I
Nostalgia.
guess.
You go in there if you don't want to hear the commentary.
I imagine
There's a
that
lot of
after the
evangelical
studying is
cringe
done,
here,
I will
and
desire
I'm
to
going
have
to
some
write a
fun.
whole
Some fun, some fun, some
episode of my
fun.
show
My
dealing with this
kingdom
kind
for
of
some
period of my
fun.
life. And honestly, this
Nevertheless, I am troubled to
I'm actually
regret.
quite proud of
Living
this
only for
work,
me
really.
has brought me into sin.
This is a whole
Beware
thing
the
that the
Ides of the
conceit is
weekend.
it's just based on Shakespeare.
The witness of the gospel speaketh
And this was
strangely.
a real challenge for me to write. I remember
Wherefore, that means what,
basically,
Shakespeare? Should
I think I
fear
found like a
the
book
Ides
called Brush Up
of the
on Your
weekend?
Shakespeare and it had all these Shakespeare quotes.
Ides.
And I
Wherefore
basically
should I
just
fear the
inserted as
middle
many
of the
Shakespeare
weekend?
quotes as I
It's
could in the
Saturday
script,
night.
and I
Saturday night?
think
What
the
happens on Saturday
result
night?
actually really
What
works.
happeneth on Saturday night?
And I think there's actually a book that's on that table there. That's The Complete Works of William Shakespeare, which is in my college WSU textbook. And I had to read a lot of Shakespeare while I was in college. So yeah, so I guess had a lot of experience with it.
To party
And
or not
I
to
don't know.
party?
Shakespeare is always
That
one of
is
those
the
things
question.
that's like, I feel like we think it's so
But
great,
what
but I've
light
met
doth
people
yon
from
good
other
book
countries and
break?
they always ask me, like, why do
'Tis
people think
God's
Shakespeare is
word
so
and
great?
Jesus his
And
son.
I'll be very honest, I don't really have a good answer for them. I feel like the only answer I can give is like, because we think it's great, that's why.
Yay, come with us.
And
Change not thine hat.
anyway, so basically the whole
Methinks
thing
my peers doth protest too
and the
much.
theme of the
But I
sketch
hear
is
such a great calling
about
as
a guy
such,
who goes to
that
college
persisteth I not to answer at
and
call.
is
I
tempted
may
to
never
get involved
answer.
with a revelry there,
None at
and
all.
instead he decides to convert into a Christian. And this sketch has like 3 parts, acts, I guess we should say. And what's interesting is the speaker, normally for a CCF sketch, there's one speaker who usually was Pastor Phil. In this case, Pastor Phil had to leave for that week, so he left it in the hands of um, 3 students. I don't remember if they were students at the time, but they were regular attenders of CCF and probably on the CCF team, probably. Like I was on the CCF team to make these sketches. And yeah,
Hold
so they
thine
both
tongues.
did a
Something
sketch called like
holy this way comes.
I can't remember. The choice, the change, and the
Good
consequence.
morrow,
I think it was
comrades.
called.
Ready for thy
So they like
fencing
all
lesson?
had different sections that
Aye,
they
we
did.
were just talking about
And
thee.
I sort of arranged the sketch so it comes like as an
Yea,
act
but it was good.
right after they
Tell
do the
me,
sketch.
wherefore hath those
There's
changed
a speaker,
so?
then they do the sketch, then there's a speaker,
And
they do the
engages
sketch,
not
and then
in
there's a speaker,
revelries
then they do
with
the
us?
sketch. And it turned out really well.
Thinkest you are
This is just one of
holier
those
than
things
we?
that just really works and the stars line
nay.
up. And it
The
never
word
really
of God
happens.
is come, and it is too solid for my
It
flesh to
rarely
bear
happens, and when it does, enjoy it.
On
And
your
in this
guard.
case, I really enjoy watching this one. I mean, you get some good sword fighting in. The
Canst thou still
costumes
be
are also
Christian?
really interesting. I think
And come with
I think
us?
my pantaloons or whatever those are
nay.
called. They're just
Nay,
like
nay.
I think those are jeans that I put on
For sin
backwards
by
at
any other
first,
name
like through the
would smell just
through the
as
legs,
bad.
and then just kind of pulled them up, and so
A2?
yeah, A2 Brute. Yeah. Honestly, if I had to talk about every line here that I stole from Shakespeare, this would actually be another thing. This actually need a concordance to watch this sketch. So this is one of the only times I can really recommend watching this without my commentary. That way you don't really get everything here. Okay. Looks like it just kind of cracked up there. So
Oh,
I never really expected that.
'twas the most unkindest cut of all.
So looks like I remembered my line.
But the course of true love never did run smooth.
Yeah, it must have just started
Ah,
cracking.
but I am a Christian, and a Christian this day. I am going for God all the way.
Oh yeah, I always like swooshing the sword. This is something I did in a lot of production I was in. I always had an excuse to swoosh swords. Yeah, I'm not really sure why they chose this music, but
You
hey.
guys have made the choices.
Okay, looks like there was a, this is an audio error of some type. I have
As I look
no
behind
idea
me,
why there is, this
Good
is
things I find.
put in there. I don't remember this being there live, but
yet-
there it is. That was the voice of Pastor Phil talking about you made
I
the
feel a
choices
need
and
to give
stuff like
out
that. I have no idea how
I've
that error
learned.
got in there.
To tell
So,
of a
yeah.
grace that cannot be earned.
Anyway, so now personally, I'm not that really good of an
Out, dang
actor, or at
spot,
least I don't
out,
think
I
I'm really
say.
good of an actor, but I felt like I was really trying to give my all in this performance. So anyway,
Oh, what ho,
and I guess when it
comrades.
comes to
Where is
acting,
Benedict?
I guess you study Shakespeare, right? So
He hath injured
this is
himself
so funny.
in revelry.
His line delivery. Oh, this guy was always so fun to work with. There are certain people that,
Let us see.
when I work with on sketches, I just loved having them there because they were always so great.
Alas, poor old Benedict. I knew him.
Oh, yes. And,
We have seen the end of our ways. Can you tell
okay,
us about
now,
what has
here's the
changed
thing I
you?
am most proud of in this thing.
Oh, yay.
This particular
As a
line
caterpillar gives up its burdensome
about a
legs
caterpillar and a butterfly,
for a pair
I
of beautiful
wrote that. That
wings.
is not based on anything
So hath God
Shakespeare.
cocooned me.
And I've written this stuff.
And now,
You know, there
I'm
was a
set
time I
free
was
to
super
soar
proud
to
of
new
this, and I
heights.
thought if that was ever to die, I would want the
In other
last
words,
line of this sketch
I have come a long
played at
way,
my
baby.
funeral. I don't necessarily feel that now,
not getting
but I
any
do
of this.
like the idea of just
Let this
being
be the one to
determined
tell.
to live what's right, and you know, and
all's
to.
well that ends well.
And there's a line about
For all the
this
world is a
stage, and
People,
then it says, "Audience,
merely players.
ignore the naysayers
audience.
who say that Christ won't change you, and
Do not listen
time
to
will tell
naysayers
if the
who
change
say
be
that
true."
God cannot change you.
And I don't know.
For time will tell
I'm
that the
not really sure how to
change
feel about that.
be true.